So, it hasn't been a week since this. What are we even doing? Lots of things, lots of things. Probably look at the quest book for a hint. So many things to do. Quite a number of things done. I think the next thing that needs to happen, though, is gotta be moving towards this quest for industrial logging. Because we're gonna need a lot of wood. We're gonna need a lot of lumber products. And so we need to make some portable storage interfaces for that. We need to make a mechanical bearing for that. We need to make linear chassis for that. And then, okay, more mechanical saws, deployers. I think we needed to do deployers for this direction as well, which I think we need the brass hand to make. So we'll make some of those. So that'll do that. Now that gives us a reward. Do we get a reward? Oh, we get a bunch of steam whistles if we get the advancement track factory. That can be a thing to do after we get this wood production going. So what does it take for portable storage units? We need chutes and andesite casings. I think we have some of those. We have one of those. Andesite casing. What's the chutes take? The iron and more iron. Well, we got lots of that now, so some in there for us. Take some of this. Maybe take 6 of those. That'll be 3 more chutes. How many portable storage interfaces did we need? 4. So that'll be enough to move us forward. Oh, it's 4 per that. Okay, so never mind. 2, 3. Oh, I can't. I guess they only stack to 2. Maybe that's what was going on with that. All right, so we got this. So that just unlocks the other quests. We are going to need the cart assembler in order to be able to make the contraption. So I'll bookmark that. Let's go ahead and get the mechanical. Oh, I see. So their idea here is that you would use the mechanical bearing to make revolving ones. That works. But that's not really what I want to do, because then you have to supply power to this. Whereas if you make a cart contraption, you can put these mechanical saws and deployers on it, and it doesn't need any power. Okay. So let's make this. Yeah, we got the stuff for that. We can do that. Need one of those anyway, and then andesite alloy. And gonna need that rubber. And oh, redstone. Yes. Don't need nearly that much. There we go. Checking something really quick. Okay, so logs. Need logs. See some jungle ones. And we have a card assembler. That will be helpful. Was there a reward there? Nope. We could make ourselves a tunnel bore. And that would get us some cobblestone. That's not really a priority at the moment. Do we get a reward that's valuable for pursuing these right now? Otherwise, I might just skip. Unlocks that, which gives us XP. More XP. Okay, okay. Yeah, automating fuel is definitely a thing to do. And we are going to want the linear chassis anyway. And the mechanical harvesters. Okay, we don't need that anymore. And yeah, so the brass hand, it's actually a rubber hand, and andesite. Let's make that. We need at least 3 of these. Done with that. And then deployers. We're going to need at least 3 polished rose quartz. And probably quite a bit more. We should have some nether quartz. Yeah, let's make a bunch. So that goes like this. And then we'll need some sandpaper. Do I have... Well, I have sugarcane. Some sandpaper. Should have some sand over here. 2, 3. I think it's 1 to 1. All right. Okie dokie. Alright, so deployers. I can make 2 right now. What's the constraint for the oh, 1 andesite casing. Okay, we can do that. Where'd my wrench go? There it is. Okay, apparently there was a task for that as well. Look at that in a second. Let's keep going with the deployer. 3 deployers. Alright. That's needed for that, but we haven't unlocked that because we need to make the chassis and the mechanical bearing. But we did complete this. So we can do the track factory one, to give us a bunch of train casings and girders and stuff for trains, which will be useful eventually. Okay, yeah, northern trains. Yeah, you can definitely put all of the like harvesters and mechanical saws and stuff on trains. And lots of ideas for things you can do with automation. Yep. All right, we already looked at that. let's do the chassis and mechanical bearing. Mechanical bearing. So we're gonna need a lot more. Okay, at least one more andesite casing, and then probably a lot more for the chassis. Yeah, right. It wants us to make linear chassis. That'll be useful. So we can do. Okay. So that's just logs and andesite. Let's sleep again. Grab some more andesite alloy from our hopper here. There we go. That's a start. Let's just make a bunch of casings. That should do us for a minute. That axe pretty soon. Okay. Alright, so we made those. Mechanical bearing. Oh, I should just... I'll just take all that. And need a slab. And I think I have some shafts in this chest. There we go. Grab some of those. And there's the mechanical bearing. And then linear chassis. Oh. It was not enough andesite alloy. Good thing we have a decent amount here. And so how many... Was it 6 or was it 9 for this quest? It was 9. We're not going to use these for the... I mean, maybe you could. Oh wait, no. So I'm thinking of the... There's another kind of chassis, a rotational chassis? Radial chassis? Yeah. That's what I was thinking that was having us make. But we can use the linear chassis, definitely, for this cart contraption. And then it wants us to make 2 more mechanical saws and have a sapling. So the saws are made like so. We just need 2 more sheets. Easy enough. And just need to go grab a sapling from anywhere. I think we'll mostly focus on oak for our tree farm for the start. Okay. So, then it wants us to have 2 stacks of logs, which we'll have shortly. Do I have? Let me grab one of these crude storage units. We'll want that to hold what we're getting from the portable storage interface, and then. What else do I need? I need tracks. Yes. I need a lot of tracks to set up a tree farm. Also redstone. Might be starting some sticks. So, rail. Right, so we need to take that and turn that back into ingots. And we'll make 32 might be a good start. Apparently there was a task to do that. And then we want powered rails, which we don't have lots and lots of gold, but we have some. And we can probably get some more. I feel like there was a quest that I haven't taken the reward from. That gave us some more gold, maybe? Copper. Aha, gold. Excellent. So I think... okay, so we can smelt this or blast it. It doesn't seem to want to go into the melter. Also, I should probably replace my basin at some point. Shoot. Okay, well, so will this work? No, cannot be molten. Okay, that's too bad. So yeah, we'll just take this and I could wait until I have the crushing wheels. I'd probably get more out of this, but I don't want to wait. I want gold now. Don't need that anymore. Make some powered rails. How many powered rails do we need? A good amount. And then I'm also probably going to want some levers to supply redstone for the powered rails. Inventory's getting a little full. There's some cobblestone in there for some reason. The way around. Let's do like 4 of those will be... might as well just make all of them. Okay. Now, while I could just use this empty space here to set this up, I do want to move towards having having stuff built, not all right next to each other. Despite the fact that it's going to add some travel time right now, eventually we're going to want to grow these builds bigger, have trains go to them and pick up stuff and all that sort of thing. So I think what I want to do is maybe go out here and build the cart contraption out there, get that all set up. Before I do that, there are a couple more things I realized I need though. So I definitely need a slime ball for the glue for these chassis. Is there anything else I need? I don't need to carry that book around with me. I could... I don't need the slabs. I should make the harvesters. I mean, I guess I don't have to right now, but I have the stuff. I might as well. Did I stick a bunch of iron in here? I feel like I did. Let's get some more sheets going. these, I think. Let's make at least 3. Satisfy that quest. But the reason I want these with regards to the cart contraption for the trees is harvesters can collect leaves. And leaves will be useful for us for a few different purposes, I think. Oh, I see. Is this... Yeah, that would eventually unlock the thing. So I guess I'll pick up a piece of kelp. Satisfy the quest. There we go. Of course, I've already built the a version of that over here. Collecting kelp. We are... Oh, interesting. Should still be working. Yeah, see there. Kelp coming in. I guess we did take a bunch out to put over in that other storage, so it's been filling back up. Figured I should update the stream title a little bit. Alright, do we have everything we need? I guess I could repair my axe. So we have enough rails to get started. We don't need the rest of that polished quartz. Up there for now. Gonna need those funnels, or at least one funnel, maybe. I don't know. We'll see if I don't need all 4 of those storage interfaces. We'll see if we can have the crude storage units pulled directly from the portable storage interface. We can grab a barrel too to stick onto the contraption for inventory. Let's see, 9 chassis. That should be enough for us to get started. Deployers, saws, harvesters. Do I... Oh yeah, I think the glue is over here. Might still want that just in case we need it. Right. And let me bring a bed with me so I can skip the night while I'm over there, so I don't have to run back. Do we have an extra bed? There used to be one. Do we? Yeah, we definitely have wool. There we go. And it's kind of inevitable that we'll forget something, have to run back, but try to do as much as I can in one go. So this whole area is pretty flat. You know what I could have brought with me? I could have brought the hand crank to just cut down trees with the mechanical saw. But I'll just have to live with that. So we're gonna do the tree farm right here amongst all these trees. And we're gonna have this. Try to find a good large existing area. Like I could like dig this up and flatten in. We'll do that eventually probably to make more room. But we can let me. Trees in the way. I did bring the cart assembler. Good. So what I want to do is I want to kind of define an area. This will be fine. And then so I have 12 of these. I can do 3 of these on each side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of room there. So let's go. Like so. I just want to loop back around. Okay, sure. One, 2, 3. Nope. If I just pull this in one, it should be enough. There we go. Let's get those levers down. Oh, wait. I didn't put any rail down here. That's a problem. I guess I could just make it smaller. This is, after all, only V1. Will that be... Nope. Okay. Well, shrink it this way too. Perfect. Okay. So then, put down the cart assembler. And, did I bring any iron with me? No, just iron sheets. I have to make a cart, and I didn't bring the things for that. So that's too bad. I guess technically I don't need that to proceed, though. I can still put down everything. So let's just keep going. So we're gonna have some linear chassis across like this. We can maybe go one out. So the saw blades are going to go along the bottom here to cut down the trees. The deployers could be placed a bunch of different places, but we can place them right here, pointing downwards. Ideally, we would have more linear chassis so that I could put the harvesters here at this level, but one forward. Although even that might not be high enough. Okay, we'll leave off the harvesters for now. I don't have an immediate use of leaves. That's more of a future thing. And then, let's see, I need to get the slime ball and the other materials. And didn't need to bring the mechanical bearing with me. I don't know why I have this white wool. Deployer. Okay. 3. Saw. And then so the nice thing about putting these in the wrong place is it makes it, or pointed in the wrong direction rather, is it makes it much easier to put the filter item in. Let's sleep before we are beset by enemies. Break that. The question is going to be though, right, and then okay, so then what I can do is I can put that there, and I can put the barrel. I could put the barrel really anywhere on the contraption, so I think I'll just put it right there. And then I can use that to have a place to put portable storage interface. Just need a block of separation, and then if I sneak and click, it'll point it the other way, and that'll be where we'll get items off of our contraption. And so I don't know if this will work like this, but we'll try it. Oh, the issue with this is only going to accept, like the thing is going to fill up with saplings and probably apples. I guess I could just make more crude storage units to put on the portable storage interface. That's an option. Yeah, let's do that for now. Okay, so configure slots in, right-hand side auto input. And then we can need to put a lever down here for when we're ready to turn this on. I also need to reorient all of the deployers. Which is easier to do if that one is not in the way. And then put that there. Can we turn you that way? There. Yeah. These can just be on the lowest setting. That'll hopefully prevent any accidental pickup of things. Yep. Okay. And then what's left? Well, for now, I can put some dirt in there so that when this is running, all of these saplings that I'm going to put in won't immediately be pulled out of it. And yeah, these are all set to only dispense saplings. I think this is the right height. I think this is how I tested it. That what I've done before. Although I feel like I've done it before and it's been, too high or too low. We'll see when we get this going. So I could make more linear chassis since I'm going back to make the cart anyway. I can make 3 more linear chassis, or maybe even 6, and then I could attach the harvester. But if I want to do that, then I need to bring back like at least 3 more crude storage units. So let's do that. Don't know what this is about. Why is this here? Huh. Okay. Aw. There we go. Right, what was it in? I was making a cart for one thing. I don't know why I grabbed 2 blocks of iron. And then making some number of these. Okay. Don't need that mechanical bearing. Don't need that block of iron. Don't need the chute, maybe. Don't need the rubber or the shaft. Maybe I'll keep... Alright, so I need to make... I'll keep this stuff just in case I need it. I need to make some more crude storage units. So those are barrels and paper, right? And planks. More than 4 planks. Use some jungle logs. There we go. Maybe I should just bookmark this recipe. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got that. We got that. All right. And run back. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Slime balls there. And these don't need to be sets 8. At least I don't think so. Can I? Nope. Do I have a block? There we go. There we go. And all right. So I'll deal with that in a minute. Let's get this going. Which means I need to put down the mine cart. And so this should have everything it needs to plant the saplings, harvest the trees, collect leaves if they're at this level. Like, should get some leaves from this, some birch leaves. And I feel like there should be a lot more oak leaves at that level. Obviously, we could build a bigger machine that has more levels of harvesters. But I also want some saplings from the drops from the trees for replanting. So I think this will be a good balance. Oh, right. Hold on. Before I do that, okay, I did put the saplings. It's holding the saplings, so we can have it go. If I can touch the cart. Can you go? And I think cart movement mode, always face towards motion, should be good for this. This will essentially be planting and harvesting around the outside. Yeah. Why won't you go? Is it? Hold that thought. Huh. I thought maybe it's glued to just to be safe. Huh, weird. Maybe if I put some powered rails under it, it'll go. Okay. Cart there. Rail back there. All right. Are you gonna go? What's the problem? Oh, it is. Hold on. Is it just stuck on the storage interface, trying to throw stuff out? Yep. Let's get that back. What's going on over here? Oh, I didn't turn that on? Is that all? Come on. Go. You know, I guess I could actually... Can't I... Yeah, I can just pick it up. Now, do I have to have the cart assembler to... No. There we go. Ow. All right. Do not stand too close. Alright, so if I face this way and sneak. Then it sort of like looks like it's doing something. There we go, there we go. And then I guess I can crude storage unit to get in top auto input. There we go. And what else is in it? Let's see. In from the back auto input. Birch saplings. Is there something else in it? Also, this looks weird. In back auto input. Birch leaves. Makes sense. And sticks. Okay. Are you just stuck there now? Okay. If so, this is not going to work. Just because it seems to want to just stay here forever. I think maybe it's getting confused about the inventory situation with the crude storage units. So we'll try something else. So presumably, hopefully, if I take all this away, does it resume itself? Yes. Okay. So, fix for this is to use a funnel. A brass funnel would be better, but a funnel. And then, or can you put a chute under it? I wonder. And then we'll get a belt going. Unfortunately, that means we need power. I didn't bring shafts, huh? Put them away. Is that it? There we go. I did bring belts, though. So let's find out. Can we put a chute under here? But then we need power. Yes. What's it take to make a hand crank? Crank. Because then we can kind of test this out. So it's just need a crafting table. Let's put one of those over here. And planks and andesite alloy, hand crank. We can test that this works. Yep. Cool. Now 3-wide blade is pretty limited in terms of what it'll harvest, as you can see here. And we are kind of in a position where it did dump out all of its saplings. Just put some more down. Eventually these will grow. And it should be able to make a full round trip of planting the saplings. We'll also probably eventually want to expand the width of our contraption. Oh, I see. It planted some down there, huh? I mean, alternatively, it is in fact... Yeah, okay. So the issue is that the deployers are too low. So what we could do instead is actually put the deployers on the bottom row and point them forward, back, or we could put them on the top row. Okay, so I'm gonna need to catch this thing. Probably easiest to do over here. Give me. And then we'll set up a cart assembler. If we put this here, yeah, it doesn't count as active yet. Okay. Put that there. That doesn't cause any problems, right? Oh. That's why that looked weird, because that is a little offset. But it seems to work how it is, so we'll just leave that. And we can just move these one up. Slime balls on top. Tell it to just use oak. And we'll rotate it the right direction. And repeat. There we go. And so those should plant our saplings. And if I put a lever here and make sure I'm not in the way. All right, it's going. And we have oak leaves that we don't need for right now, but good to have. And what's next? Well, we need power. And we are a bit of ways from our existing sources of power, so probably the easiest thing to do is to set up a little water wheel and some gears, and we'll get this powered, and we're running into some storage. There we go. So we can set up... I don't want to put it right next to it, because once we start expanding this, it will be in the way. But we can get some... probably just one water wheel will be fine for it. I feel like I should put a waypoint here. Far. There we go. Well, I guess it's somewhat visible on the map. It's one thing I'm definitely looking forward to as we build more things and bigger things. You know, having cool sight lines and being able to see large structures on the map from all the work put into this will be pretty nifty. Okay, so did I put those slabs somewhere? Yes. So what is it for the water wheels? It's slabs and something else. Water wheel and a large cogwheel. Bronze sheet. Now, don't I have some? I have one. Well, good thing we just need one. And some buckets of water. I guess technically we only need one for the one water wheel. I'm not going to put dirt. Just build it out of cut copper. Feels like a bit of a flex right now. Oh, moon cobble is still in there. Okay, anyway. We'll grab some stone of some kind. Make it interesting looking. Yeah. Shafts. We are a bit low on cogwheels. Yeah. So we have 11 of these. I think we're basically out of bronze at this point. I guess we could just use belts, though. We don't need... I guess we don't even need to speed up the water wheel. It's fine being slow. It's just going to, you know, take some time to unload items. But if it's continuously unloading the items, then that should be fine. Right, like I said, I didn't want to necessarily put it right next to it, but what if I just extended the belt out further? Reclaim my crank, and I could just put the water wheel here. And maybe not directly there, that would be kind of awkward. Couple of blocks away. Over here. Just need to cut down some trees. And yeah, this should be fine. Alright, so what are we doing after this? What is the next step? I might look at what we need to do this next advancement for the track factory. I think it should be just a couple of machines. The problem seems to always be the problem is I don't really have a place to put any of that right now. I guess we could pick a little place for it and then eventually put a building around it. Alright, so water wheel, please. Let's get a building going around this. So this is going to be... The water should start... over here. Like that. That's fine. And then flowing over and down. Now, the only problem is that this is going the wrong way. I guess I could have put the water wheel the other way around. If I put the water the other way around, maybe that would actually work. And suddenly stuff. Okay, so... Can we in from the back auto input? In from the back auto input. That'll be leaves. And from the back, auto input. So that should be logs. So it can pick up 4 at a time. That's interesting. And we'll probably want something for sticks too. So we'll put that there. In from the back, auto input, and sticks. We can lock these two. At least this way, yeah, we might miss stuff, like saplings. All right, I guess. The other thing I could do is I can set up a lava pit. And everything else will go in there. I want it nice and low, just so that there's no risk of the... I have... No, it's in my creative world that I turned off the fire tick. So there's fire spread in this world. So, gotta be cautious of that. I'm gonna make one more crude storage unit for the saplings. And then this way, anything that's not grabbed by these will go down there and will get destroyed, which will be handy. Is it night yet? Nope. Alright, we're gonna run back then. Since we gotta go back anyway, and then gonna grab a lava bucket. Gonna make another crude storage unit. Yep, and apparently gonna be rained on the way. Probably gonna have to dodge mobs on the way, like that zombie over there. I hear a skeleton with a gun. Why do they have guns? Alright. What am I doing? Let's see, I don't need to carry that with me. Birch saplings. I need paper. I need what? Barrel? Yes. Okay, there we go. That's some of the things I need. And I also need a bucket of lava. Put that there to remind me. And it goes like this, and oh, I didn't make the paper. That goes first. Paper, and then barrel and planks. Yes. All right, and then I'll oops. Grab some lava. Alright, I think I grabbed 2 things I needed. Okay, so I'll put another one of these here. Did I have any saplings on me? Are there any saplings coming? Yeah, we're getting birch ones. Let's grab one of these from the book. Don't kill me. Lock, configure, in, back, auto input. There we go. And then everything else goes right up. There we go. So all the stuff that we care about should be picked up. And yep, great. So we're up to 182 logs. And you can see it has been planting saplings too. It is a bit hit or miss in terms of harvesting. Like, it left this one here, but when the ones around it grow, it will be able to harvest some of it. We might also be spawning beehives, potentially, doing this. Alright. How many leaves are we up to? We should have a lot of leaves. Also, this is getting crazy. And it's gone. Left some of that, though. So we're up to 235 leaves as well. So what can we use the leaves for is a question. So all sorts of stylized leaves through the botanist workbench for like decoration, which is cool. And then it can be mixed with water and milk to make builder's tea. And apparently can be combined with seed oil to make plant balls. I think this has something to do with like biofuel, but we are nowhere near that. Biomass, and wash, or mix, bioethanol, or biomass pellets that can be burnt, all sorts of things. So, that's cool. I could chunk load this, but this is gonna fill up really quick anyway. So, meh. What was I saying about what was next? So, I guess we could pick up logs. We have enough logs to complete the quest now. There it is. And we got some XP. That's great. And then the other thing is to do... Dried kelp is considered food, so you have to both smelt it. Yep. And then if we make 4 stacks of kelp blocks and a bunch of charcoal and lava buckets, then we get a bunch of free things. I mean, the inside alloy is not a big deal anymore. What about the funnels? I don't know, but the casings, yeah, I don't know. It's something. What's this? Rubber logs can be milled into sap. Yeah, so we could automate. You could automate sap with deployers carrying tree taps. Interesting. So that might be something to look into. But what I said I wanted to do next was actually do the track factory. Which this doesn't actually tell you how to do that, but if you look at... I guess we go back a chapter to where we first made train tracks. There's a recipe sequence. And so it's 2 deployers and a mechanical press. So we could make a very simple thing to do this. Probably just set up a belt with 2 deployers and a press. Yeah. Mechanical press. There we go. And like I said, that might be something at some point to do like a big factory build for, but for now it would be nice to have a more efficient way. So like if you look at the recipe for track, I have a bookmark right here. So if you do it manually, it's 6 nuggets and 3 slabs for 1 track. But with the machinery, it's 2 nuggets and 1 slab. So it is just like the andesite alloy. It's 1/3 the cost to use the machinery to make it, and that's going to add up, especially if you do a lot of trains between things. And I do want to do a lot of trains between things. We kind of need it. So for now, what we can do is we can get those deployers, mechanical press, get a couple of hoppers to feed in the nuggets. Hello, dear. Gonna run away from me? Yep. And a belt and some power, which we have 512 stress units here. That might actually be enough. I don't know how many stress units do a 4x. So the machines in Create, they use an amount of stress proportional to their speed. I think in a lot of cases. So like the mechanical press, 8x RPM. So if we have, like, I don't know what the speed is of this. Is this like 4 RPM or something? So if we had a mechanical press, this would use, if it was 4, then 4 times 8 is 32 stress units. And then this uses 4x, so 16, 32, so 64 stress units. If the number I said was correct. And this uses 4, so we might have enough spare to have a very slow track building mechanism hooked onto this, just sitting right here. Maybe I'll build it over there though, and we'll just run a belt over to power it. Because again, I don't like things being really compact like that. I want things spread out. Spread out and. How about here. What is this level? No, that's too low for what I want. Let's do this. Okay, so I think I want the machinery to be like at this level. So what I'll do is I'll put a belt here. So yeah, so that's interesting. So the belts have a kinetic stress impact, so they use stress. It's not a lot, 0.05 times the RPM. So it is a negligible amount at this speed. But I guess it does add up. We're going to need something. Oh, we got cogwheels. Okay. All right. Also, what direction is this going? Going that way. Oh, so this is kind of perfect because then when I put cogwheels here and here, it'll spin that way. Yeah, and that's kind of the direction I wanted. So I'm going to bring this belt out over to there, or over as far as I can bring it, and then I'll put the machinery on top. And then we'll eventually build a little building around it, just to make it a little prettier. In the meantime, I need to make... I don't think I have a press or anything sitting in here. I might need that gearbox. Okay, so... Mechanical press takes a block of iron, andesite casing, and a shaft. Put this cart assembler away. Don't need to hold on to that. We have a block of iron in here. We have some andesite alloy. We have shafts. We're going to need that rubber. Do I have any more dried kelp? A little bit. We can make like one more belt. And I'm going to need 2 polished rose quartz. That's in the top chest. I need that hopper, and I'll probably need one more eventually. So we can make mechanical press. And deployer needs hands. 2 hands. And 2 deployers, please. There we go. So that's the machinery there that we need. Is it kelp over rubber or rubber over kelp? At some point I'll remember. I don't know. Okay. I'm sure there's some logic to that, but... okay. And then we have shafts. We are going to need... we can just use cogwheels to bring the power up to the machines and across. Because the direction that their power doesn't matter. And we do need one more hopper. So... lots of wood to make a chest, and then 4 iron. Do we have more iron in there? No. Let's just grab some iron ingots out of here. All right. 1, 2. Make a chest, and then a hopper. Okay. This is going to be a very, very slow machine. But that's absolutely fine, I think. Because the point isn't to make a bunch of track right now. The point is to have a way of having some track without spending 3 times the cost. Because I dislike the idea of spending all those resources. Alright, so that's as far as that will get us. Which should be fine. So if I can have a chest off the end of this with a funnel going into it. I have 2 funnels. And then so the press can sit on top of this. And then the 2 deployers can sit here and here. And I think that's perfect. We'll put the hoppers into those. And we will get some shafts and cogwheels. And so we can do that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And that doesn't overstress this at all, because that's 8 stress units there, and 4 and 4. So yeah, I think... what were the deployers? They were 4x. So that is 1 RPM. Right there, 1 RPM. But hey, it works. Now we need... Let's make a crafting table over here. And we'll make a couple of chests for our items to go into. And... 3, 4... right, because we need... So we do need slabs coming into this. Like so. And then... can I have a block just to put here temporarily? Stick this chest on top of, and then funnel goes in. And so now we put any kind of nugget. Yep. No. 2. Three. Just give it a roughly the same amount. And then... Huh. You can probably just, there you go. Do that. There's a bear down there. Alright, so, and then... That gets us, it's iron or zinc, right? And we have tons of iron, so that's fine. And then we just need stone or smooth stone or andesite slab. We have plenty of andesite, so let me just make some slabs. You have plenty of andesite somewhere. 3. Ooh. 3. I will empty out some of my inventory. There's quite a bit of stuff that I don't need to hold on to right now. Didn't end up needing that vertical gearbox after all. It's in there. We'll put the paper in there too. That stuff can go in there. I'll put that in the decorative block chest. I'll put those in there now, and those in there, and there is a logic to all of this. Oh, and we are... Who put raw pork chop in there? Probably me. I was probably making something. And, okay, so let's... More rice. Well, anyway, this amount of andesite will be fine for a while. Since it's not going very fast, it should take a while to get through it all. But we'll make slabs. Lots and lots of slabs. I guess I'll click this button and that will do that. And then we'll just load all of these in there. And it will ever so slowly make us some train tracks. I mean, I guess we could have like geared it down to make it go slower, but this is pretty slow. Bam. Advancement made. Place and power a deployer. The perfect reflection of yourself. Okay. Sure. So this is gonna process this further. Yeah. There it goes. Very synchronized action. Alright, that gets a little bit further. And then the last step is the mechanical press, using a whopping 8 stress units. And then we will have our first train track made by mechanical means. Actually, I don't know if I've made any train tracks myself. I think most of the train tracks I've had, if not all, have been collected from looting other train tracks in the world between streams or from chests. I don't think I've made a single one. Maybe there's a stat for that. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that's the case. So now, we'll see this go into the andesite funnel. And our first train track. Alright, so this is just going to keep on going. I think I will keep this chunk loaded. Just because of how slow this is. It just needs to stay online. There we go. I guess that means I should keep the windmill. The little tiny windmill here on chunk loaded too. So just keep that going. All right. So, I think it's about time for a little break, so I can stretch my legs, refill the water, etc., etc. When I come back, what is there to do? All kinds of things. Why didn't I get the... Oh. Well, we'll get this eventually. To complete the advancement, the same mechanical press must be used to create 1,000 track pieces. That might take a minute. But yeah, so that'll eventually happen. What is next for us to do? I mean, there's all sorts of things here. What is this talking about? I mean, iron and flint. Oh, we could get credit. Okay, so we'll see if we can get credit for that quest. When we get back for some free iron chests. Washing red sand, interesting. Probably not going to do that right now. We could probably get credit for this as well. And then I think maybe we can start working on the thing we were working towards in the last stream on Monday, which was this bulk processing hut. We get some of the materials, but there's some more we need. We need some more dusk bricks and other things. So we'll get to that after the break. All right, I am back. So it looks like we're gonna wrap up this portion of the stream here in just a couple of minutes, and switch back to some Hogwarts Legacy. Now that the issue seems to be resolved, but as promised, just gonna look at getting credit for a couple of these things. So I think there we go. What did that get us? Some iron chest and some XP. All right. That's nice. Oh. And I don't really know what to do with these chests right now. I guess this can go with its other single copper chest right there. Doing not a lot. I'll just put that one there for now. Eventually have a use for those. And I don't need this flint. Get rid of that. That can go in this chest, I guess. There we go. And the other thing was clay. We have a lot of clay now. We can get some free glass and item vaults and bricks. This does mean we're not going to get to this today, unfortunately, doing the bulk processing hut. But Monday we'll be able to get to that and get that going again. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. Let me run down right here and grab some clay. I have, between Monday's stream and now, logged on a couple times just to top up the cobblestone, which I know, in retrospect, spent all this time sending up all this cobblestone and other stone that we're generating out here, when in fact we need it for the I am at 0 for the clay processing. But yeah, how much do we need for the quest? More than that, huh? More than that? Okay. Hence the I need clay and lots of exclamation points. Okay, cool. Well, I can still top this up because I have a package with 103 double compressed cobblestone, which is quite a lot. Cobblestone? There you go. So we're going to, I'm going to end the stream here, actually, now that we got that, now that I filled my inventory with things. Because I'm going to switch over, I'm going to drop the stream, and it's going to come back, and we're going to play some Hogwarts Legacy for the rest of the allotted time. So, thanks for watching, and until next time.